Recently, Hillary could not stop herself from chiming in on Trump's impeachment, saying, quote, America deserves free and fair elections. Yeah, that's the one we had last time that you lost. Meanwhile, it seems like every day there is more bad news for sleepy, creepy, crazy Uncle Joe 30330 that had bleached hair on his legs in the summer. It is being reported Hunter Biden's controlled substance charge in 1988 was kept under wraps while his father was advocating for harsher drug laws from the U.S. Senate. Here's a reaction to that. The author of the New York Times bestseller Witch Hunt, Fox News legal analyst Gregg Jarrett, also the author of The Resistance at All Costs, Fox News contributor Kimberly Strassel. Gregg Jarrett, we start with you tonight. Greg, that's a problem.
For Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, yeah.
Correct.
I mean, look, both Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton have more baggage than an airport terminal. Hillary Clinton's docuseries is promoting herself, which is what her books are about. She doesn't promote books. She promotes herself. And the reason is because, you know, she has this persistent MLK-like dream. I have a dream. I'll walk out on the stage at the Democratic convention next summer, and by acclamation, I will be the nominee because they're deadlocked. The problem is she's just haunted by too many scandals. The Uranium One pay-to-play scandal, the email scandal, and, of course, the most recent. She paid for the Russia hoax. And so, you know, good luck with your MLK-like dream, Hillary.
You had a great catch this week, Kimberly Strassel, and it had to do with GPS's Glenn Simpson, because what they're officially telling us is Operation Crossfire Hurricane counter intel, which Andy McCarthy says you can't have unless the president signs off on it. That would be Obama. But your catch was that Fusion GPS actually was talking about Russia and collusion in May. And meanwhile, they say it didn't start to the, July 30th or 31st.
Yeah, exactly. This is very fishy, Sean. If you go all the relevant players here, the FBI says we weren't thinking about Trump-Russia collusion until the end of July. You go back and you look at Glenn Simpson's Senate testimony, and he says that he only hired, Christopher Steele in May because he wanted him to look into Trump's business dealings. Then you go and you read the IG report, and here's what Steele told the IG. He said Simpson approached him in May specifically to look into any ties between the Trump campaign and Russia and whether or not Russia was trying to get a specific election outcome. Now, where did Glenn Simpson get this narrative this early in the game?
Well, I think that's such a great question. I mean, Greg, what do you take on that? Because
he got it from American intelligence agencies and likely the instigator of the hoax, which is John Brennan. And the amazing part is, if you look at the timeline, and I put this in my book, within 2 weeks, Christopher Steele comes up with the dossier, at least the first and second memos. If you read those memos, that is an impossibility, unless he's just fed a bunch of garbage. And, of course, that's what we learned from the IG report, that it all largely came from a subsource who was finally confronted by the FBI, and who said, are you kidding me? These are all misstatements and exaggerations.
I got a kick. We'll give the last word to Kimberly. I got a kick out of the subsource that says, oh, that was bar talk. One subsource, and we knew that Steele didn't stand behind it, but the other guy's like saying, you mean you actually really believe that hooker story in the Ritz in Moscow?
Yeah, and here's the amazing thing, Sean, is you go through this report and you realize that the FBI had about 1 million red flags presented the second this report came in, and yet they didn't even bother to go find this source and talk to him until January of 2017. They could have saved the country so much grief if they had done basic due diligence on this guy and his reporting and spared us all.
All right, guys, thank you both. Great work for both of you the last couple of years. Hard work, investigative reporting.